Okay, fight night, May 30th, which is next weekend. Antonina Shevchenko, Valentina Shevchenko's sister, she's going to be fighting who Valentina just beat, Katlyn Chookagian. So that should be an interesting fight because obviously Antonina isn't at the level that her sister is at. So I'm really excited to see that fight. The other fight that's going to be on that card is Tyron Woodley versus Gilbert Burns. So I am familiar with both fighters. I don't agree that this fight should happen just because, I'm not saying it's a boring fight, but I really would have loved to see Colby Covington versus Tyron Woodley. I think that would have been a better fight in my opinion. Just the entertainment of it all, the trash talk and all this stuff. So, and just their history, they absolutely hate each other. So I think it would be like really juicy and entertaining to watch. I'm surprised that Leon Edwards isn't fighting Jorge Masvidal. I feel like that's the next fight to make for him. I know he wants to fight like either Conor McGregor or Kamaru Usman, but I really would love to see him fight Leon Edwards because they had a whole beef thing going on. Jorge Masvidal assaulted Leon Edwards. They absolutely hate each other. I would love to see that fight. Like that is the fight to make for sure. I don't think he's talked about enough, this Leon Edwards guy. I think he's a great fighter. He's a British fighter. He's great. And he could definitely beat Jorge Masvidal. Listen, I love UFC, I love MMA, but there's things I like and there's things I don't like. I love the entertaining side of it, and I love like the sportsmanship of it all, and definitely the stare downs is one of my favorite things, even more than the fights sometimes, because I love how people get in people's heads. But and all the trash talk and the press conferences and stuff like that. But things that I don't like, when Jorge Masvidal was fighting Ben Askren, right? That fight lasted 5 seconds, but I didn't appreciate the aftermath of it all. I just thought it was very like trashy and like, I just didn't like that. Like, how are you punching a guy that's unconscious? How are you saying that you want to stop his bloodline? And I mean, this guy has children, he has kids, right? Like, what are you saying about like just the way that you carry yourself? Like, I think he took it way too far, in my opinion. Like, listen, it's all the same goes with Conor McGregor, right? In the press conference versus Khabib, right? I feel like that was dark. And I like trash talk, don't get me wrong, but I feel like there's certain lines that you cross and then it just gets kind of like tacky and like untasteful, But then there's funny things, like when Tony Ferguson called Khabib a dirty Q-tip, I thought that was hilarious. When Joanna was staring down with Zhang Wei Li, and Zhang Wei Li told her to shut up. I thought that was great. Like, if you see like Claudia Gadelha versus Joanna, like their whole beef, Misha Tate versus Ronda Rousey, their beef is like, I love that stuff. So I guess it's subjective, but let me know in the comments, like, do you understand what I'm saying when it comes to certain things, certain lines you don't cross, and just things that as fans we can't help but have like empathy and like, these people are human and like it's just taking it too far, So, but let me know in the comments what you think and what fight are you most excited to watch, because I'm surprised there's no UFC this weekend, being how, they didn't, show a lot of fights because of COVID-19. And I thought it was just going to be back to back to back to back. And then they had fights on Wednesday. So it's like kind of weird that they don't have fights this weekend. But definitely looking forward to May 30th.